Ladies and gentlemen, today I am brought in part by Echo from the Echo Gaming Channel. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, it's always good to see us. So, we already covered, if you didn't see it already, I did cover all of these patch notes already in my previous videos, so feel free to go look at the patch notes if you want to know them entirely, because what we're going to be doing today is kind of discussing our feelings on these patch notes, but more importantly, talking about what could have been or what would we have liked to see in the patch notes. So I know, did you get a chance to review these fully? You got the general tabs on what's going on with this update? There.
Yeah, of course I did, and I have it right over here next to me as well. Let's dive into what.
So what's your initial impressions? Like, what's your give me a hard code. How are you feeling about this one so far?
All right, so I don't know how many people on your channel actually know what goes on my channel, but if they do know, if they've been over there, they already know that I've been a little bit down on Diablo Immortal lately. I've been questioning some of their moves, and this update just reinforces that. There's literally only one thing that I really like on this update, and it's something that I will never experience because of another issue I have with the game. But rather than that whole general negativity I'm bringing here today, let's look
go
through
into
one piece at a time.
So let's go, let's start from the top down, because I think, honestly, we wanted to make this video because I think we're kind of on the same page with this one. We feel the same way, and honestly, I think, if I had to guess, I think the community kind of feels about the same way too, and then we're going to go into one other topic here. So looking at this, basically there's server merges, starting from the top. This is obvious, because this is the people that didn't get merges, they're getting merges. No cause for alarm, nothing weird going on there. I see some people be like, oh, dead game, they're merging again. These are the people that didn't get merges, from what I understand. So we're getting more merges there. Moving on here, adjustments to normal gems. This is what I would consider actual new content coming to the game. If you look at it here, adjustments to current content, I don't know how you would say that, but additional attribute modifies the base stats of items they're socked in, AKA, hopefully these get added onto the gems we already have. Could you imagine having spent $500 on normal gems? You get it to rank 8, 9, Echo 9, and then it doesn't have the whatever the additional attribute, and now you need more gems. Hopefully
to redo it.
Surely that will not be the case. Okay, so but we have this. All right, whatever additional attribute modifies the base stat of the item. Do you have any guess of what this actually means?
I mean, I assume that they I'm guessing that they feel that people feel that there's not enough value in the normal gems, and they're trying to give them a little bit buff so they make a little bit more of a difference to your build, maybe for free-to-play players, giving you little attribute changes that maybe people that don't have all the legendary gems decked out so they can experience like a smaller taste of something like that. I don't know. Are you on the same page?
No, yeah, I was thinking maybe, I know a lot of people feel like yellow sockets you get when you get on rings were kind of unfortunate feeling. So I was wondering if the additional attribute would have to do for the type of gem or something, like maybe only yellow gems give primary stats or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is all purely speculation. We'll know here in February 22nd. Actually, this isn't happening this update. Wait, also on February 22nd, we'll be making some adjustments. So this is on February 22nd, which is actually not coming out in this recent patch notes here. This is coming out after the merges.
No, but this says a third wave of server merges are coming to Diablo Immortal on February 22nd also. So this may be all happening only on the 22nd.
No, I think the merges and the gem changes are happening on the 22nd. But if you look here, as with previous content, there will be server maintenance. Is after the maintenance is concluded, all items mentioned below. So that once we get to the codex, all of this stuff is coming. That's actually confusing. I didn't catch that in my first read through. So that would be the 7th and the 8th, depending upon where you're from. All of the below stuff will mention. Everything we just talked about, the normal gem merges, this is all the 22nd. Okay, so we can probably move on for that. How you feel about the gyms? You got any last thing to say about the gyms? I mean, we're all kind of hands up in the air. Who knows?
It's cool, but it's not new content. Let's be honest. You said the newest content, and then you fixed yourself because it's not new content. It's changes. It's not going to make people say, "Oh my God, normal gems have this massive change. I need to dive back in and play." But it may be a positive thing, as updates typically do better the game over time, from what we've seen.
And surely we won't have to refarm our gyms. So let's continue here. Feature updates. So we have the stash tabs, ladies and gentlemen. We finally have our storage. 2,000 platinum. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I know that people are going to complain that it costs platinum, but there's many different ways to get platinum for free inside of the game. So 2,000 platinum, I don't think it's a big deal. I know that a lot of people wanted the stash. It's, again, another positive change. It's not anything that's crazy exciting, but it is a good change. And 2,000 platinum is really nothing. You just go farm a few dungeons and sell your gems, and you'll have that.
2K is not too bad.
No.
though, if you are, let's say you're keeping your gems, this is only about 7 days. After about 7 days, you get the stash tabs if you save your platinum, just doing only daily activities without selling any legendary gems or anything. So it's okay. It's all right. It's a little bit more than the weekly Eternal Crest. All right. This part, it's a little bit annoying that you can only get the second tab by activating the Boon of Plenty, which is a monthly reoccurring. So this isn't even a one-time buy. You have to have it active, aka they have a subscription-based tab. I'm just going to say I think this is trash, personally. I think that's trash. And I hate subscription-based storage perks.
You know how it wouldn't be trash? If that was how the game was only monetized. If it was only monetized by stash space and cosmetics, then it's not trash. But that's not how the game is primarily monetized. So that makes it like just more monetization on top of the gems. So
yeah, I mean,
I'd rather it be that than legendary gems.
I mean, they monetize us on the cosmetics, and then don't give us in-game transmog yet so that we can transmog to the actual good-looking stuff, by the way. You can't transmog to. So, and then you have to buy for each character, and then you have to buy the pay to win if you want to win in PvP. And now you also have to have, not only do you have to purchase the first tab, they can't give you an extra tab for free, but now you have to have the monthly recurring for the second one. So not a fan of that, personally. I think that's an L. This is in my opinion, the biggest W. I guess there's a big W and a small W, which would be the adjustments to boss invulnerable phases. In my opinion, this was trash. Now the garbage men showing up and cleaning up some of the trash that was in the game prior. Do you have any comment on this? I think this is probably mostly positive.
Honestly, I didn't look too deep into this one, so explain it to me, a little brief version of what you mentioned this morning.
Okay, so let me paint you a picture here. If you are playing Pit of Anguish and you're waiting for the 18th time for that stupid heart to like activate so you can actually attack it, or for the guy to jump so you can actually hit him again with his giant invulnerability timings, they are cutting out some of those invulnerability timings and making it smoother fights overall. Probably one of the more requested things. So personally, this was the one that I was happiest about when I saw the patch.
That's cool. That never bothered. I know exactly what you're talking about in all the boss battles. It never bothered me. You just kind of stall, wait, and then fight. But no, that's definitely a good change as well.
Objectively, more dungeons per hour. I think that's kind of the idea behind it. And but you know, so be it. Okay, quality of life change, not new content though. To be fair, not really new content. So then moving on to Path of Blood rewards here, some more quality of life. Basically, now you can skip to the boss stages and just fight the bosses, and you get rewards for beating each stage plus all the ones prior. Okay, so more quality of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Path of Blood. I like the Path of Blood. I like that they're making some changes to it. Again, modifications to things that are already there. But I've always liked the Path of Blood. I think it's a nice activity.
Can I make one other point? If you can beat stage 100, why do I have to do 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40? Like, what? Just let me beat like 80, 90, and 100. Why do we have to? I mean, if we're going to skip them, let's skip them. But, you know, a minor complaint. I do like that they're adding rewards.
You know what I do? I skip them completely. I don't even do them anymore, man. That's how I play the Path of Blood, because I get sick and tired of it. So, you know, it's fun once in a while to do, but to have to do it every single time the cycle turns in. Okay,
so now we have a change. Now, I know these might have seemed all like mild changes, Echo, for an update. Yeah. All right, I know they might not be that impressed with these ones. But I'm going to blow your doors off with the hell difficulty notification. So now... you'll get a pop-up screen celebrating you when you make it to the next hell difficulty. Are you excited by that?
I like feel-good things. This would make me feel good. I hope that there's some confetti and things that pop out as well. But yeah, it's cool. That's
great.
Cool.
All right. And now, moving along there. And now we can auto-follow a party member. I guarantee you this will not make auto-clickers make people follow around random people. In order to farm experience, it'd probably be fine. But basically, you can just auto-follow people by clicking on them. I mean, sort of like navigate to player, but now it's just active.
Follow player, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, here's another game-changing change. If a player is part of a warband, their warband's name can be seen in player profile menu. Ladies and gentlemen, you asked for it.
Respect the warband, guys.
You can now see their warbands. Combat rating visibility. This one is actually kind of nice. This one's actually kind of nice. It makes it where combat rating you can see basically next to your resonance. Like I'm pretty sure they're putting it more on the main screen. And then bounty rewards got buffed. All right. So how are you feeling about this update so far there, Echo? I mean, these were the feature updates.
So without joking around, I think that it's a stale update. But the things that they did are improving the game, but it's very small. Like is nothing that's, I don't look at this update and say, man, I'm excited for that. But it's also not doing anything that's worse for the game, assuming we don't have to farm new regular gems, which I don't think we will.
I'm memeing on that. There's no way they make you refarm the normal gems. Could you imagine? So then we move on to a limited time event. This is basically kill monsters, get some dust, and then we have Season 10 Battle Pass Alchemist skin. Cool. So
I don't like that one. I don't like this skin.
Yeah, fair
At
enough.
Least that one.
Yeah, maybe some of the other ones look not too bad. Kind of like the scythe is kind of cool, but that kind of reminds me of Singed from League of Legends a little bit, maybe with the shield. And everything. Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, no, not one of the better ones. This one's pretty good looking though.
Yeah, I said earlier that I had one of my favorite things about this update, and it's this cosmetic set. I love it. The issue is it's class bound, and I'm not going to buy it because I don't buy anything that's class bound, so I'm not going to be able to enjoy it. But it is a really cool looking set. I like the art there.
We have bug fixes, and if you go look at the bug fixes, there are no bug fixes. So, what do you think?
Diablo Immortal doesn't have any bugs, man. They don't need bug fixes. There's no bugs.
Yeah, there's no invisible people.
It's all good. I think it's an underwhelming update. I think that people that are waiting, I know every update, people will probably say to you, they say it to me, is this the update that the Blood Knight's coming? It's, it's not. Who knows when that's going to be? I think it's just a little underwhelming. I think that people are getting a little bit stale. We talked about it in the video that you and I just did, that I'm even starting to feel a bit stale about the game. So if I am, I'm sure a lot of other people are as well. I want to see something come to the game that's going to make people excited. Unfortunately, I think that this update falls a little short on that. And I assume that you're in the same boat as me, maybe not.
So here's my deal. Here's how I feel about it, which is that the way you say it makes the game better, like it can't make the game worse, that's correct. And I don't think the normal gems are going to be an objective worst change for the game. My only issue I have is I wonder what happened to the cadence of updates. Because when the game launched, it was supposed to be 2 weeks, minor update, 2 weeks, major update, 2 weeks, minor update, 2 weeks, major update, aka one major update every month, one minor update every month. Am I mistaken? Was that not the impression that was given?
Well, in Blizzard's defense here, DM, this update right here, we are getting server merges, and we are getting, there was something else on the 22nd. And the rest of them are coming on the 7th. So does this count as 2 updates?
Okay, you're right.
The 7th?
Split it up.
But it's not, I would not call any of this a major. I would call all of it a minor update. There's no major in this. I wonder if they meant like minor update is just like your battle pass refresh. And then anything else is the major
let's
update.
grant them that. Let's grant them all of the minor. The major update, however, we're not getting those every 2 weeks, are we?
No.
I mean, it doesn't.
No, we're not. We're not getting enough to keep people going, in my opinion.
Well, and then on Reddit, I don't know if you saw the Reddit post by Pez Radar, but they said that there's basically, they have kind of a roadmap, which was nice. They come out and did some transparency stuff, and they ended up polling out and explaining that there was going to be fishing and new competitive mode, which is nice to hear. They said there's going to be a major update every quarter. So we're getting 4 of them in 2022, meaning that we're getting it every 3 months. So we went from, I don't know when it happened, but we went from a major update was supposed to be every month to every 3 months. I mean, that's a triple increase in length of major update. And I don't really remember when we made that switch. I don't know if we ever even stayed to the 1 major update a month, to be honest. How many total have we even gotten at this point? 4?
No, I remember at one point they were bringing a large. It's when the new Storm Point came. They said it was going to take a little longer because this was such a massive update, and I think it just fits in their workflow better, which I guess is fine. I don't know how big their team is, anyways, developing on things over there. Maybe small, but in regards to this one, I would say this is all a minor update.
Yeah. It's fairly
a little disappointing, I guess.
Well, the next one is going to be the major update, and what do you think? I'm thinking Blood Knight.
I hope Blood Knight. I hope for your sake, Blood Knight. We've been saying Blood Knight forever.
Blood Knight forever. Apparently, they're still adding the latest thing. The day the miner tweeted out was that they just added legendary items into the database, and so effectively, the Blood Knight now has as many legendary items as all of the other classes when on initial release. So, So that should mean that, I mean, it seems, you may fire when ready, It seems
That's something I never even thought of. But bringing a new class, you need to have enough legendary items to match all of the other classes. And if they're getting new ones so regularly, that's going to be crazy in a year.
well, see, that's the question, though, is that are they going to release the Blood Knight with all of the legendaries that they have on release of the game, or as it is now? Because that is a significant gap.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a class with less options. It just seems crazy that they're going to continuously bring, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying for their workload, it's a lot of work to bring new legendaries every month?
Yeah.
And then in a year or two, I mean, we're going to have so many legendaries, and it's probably because they want us to be able to farm stuff and change our builds and do some customizing. But if they create a new class in 2 years and they're still putting out legendaries monthly, they're going to have this thing come in with 100 legendary items.
There's no way.
No,
I bet they launch every class, if they do come out with multiple classes, with a base number, and then on new updates they update. I mean, you would think they would most likely have to. Okay, so in this patch, we all agree it's kind of a minor one, not game changing. They did say that the major one was going to be the next one. I believe it said somewhere, either in here or in one of the talks or Reddit posts they had. My question for you is, what would you need to see in an update? I mean, at this point, I know you got some feelings of not feeling 100% positive about the game lately. I think a lot of people are kind of in the same, the same plane to getting bored a little bit, maybe, kind of running in the circles. What do you need to shake it up for you to get excited to log in?
I just like something that I could jump into the game, play quickly, and not have to worry about grinding on days I don't want to grind. We kind of touched on it in the video that we did for me. And that I'd like to see some quick mode PvP modes, very similar to as we see in some of these shooters out there. And I know it's off the beaten path of action RPGs and the whole Diablo thing altogether, but I think it'll give a more mobile game element to a game that is actually a mobile game that kind of lacks enough of those mobile game elements. How about yourself?
I think out of everything mentioned on the 2023 roadmap type thing we got on Reddit, I think it was the competitive mode I'm the most excited by. So I think I'm probably gonna have to steal your answer and go with the same thing. I also think the PvP players are some of the biggest grinders in the game, and some of the people that play it the most, and some of the people that spend the most money in the game. And so rewarding the most faithful consumers, almost no matter how you look at it, is probably overarchingly a good decision. So even though we're kind of dunking on and memeing on this update a little bit, I think I won't really be super mad about any of these updates until we see what this competitive mode's like, because in my opinion, I have a lot of hope for the competitive mode still at this day and age, and hopefully that's going to be quite good. So unless you got any last points, I think we're going to kind of end it there. Just wanted to kind of talk about and see what we were feeling about the temperature check on this patch here. And make sure to check out Echo Gaming. You got anything to plug?
No, just thanks for having me on the channel, man. It's always a good time to hang out.
No problem. And congratulations. I heard you got a new truck, by the way.
I did get a new truck. So I'm doing the same stuff as your van life. I'm spending money on the truck, man.
There you go, man. We both have a pit of which all your money does sink. So.
Yep, exactly.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.